take care of the football team as well as she does all the other services and all the other teams in the Bulldog Association. And of course, she had to work tonight. She called and said she couldn't be here, so we'll hang on to that one. Also, Conrad, how about y'all coming up? This is in appreciation of 93.7 for their support and loyalty through the year. And a lot of schools don't, and towns doesn't have a radio station, and we certainly do appreciate y'all. We have one other one, and of course it goes to Sam McElroy, and he had a previous engagement for his support of being the announcer down at the football field, and for those apparent clipping calls. Sam did us a good job, made everybody real proud. And I guess that pretty well wraps me up for right now, and I'll turn it back over to Coach Bland.
He's just getting started, he knows it. We're going to introduce our squad with the quarterback club. Attention right here, there are several things that they have for our football squad, for our senior class. Normally we might do that last, but I think this is an appropriate time for that tonight. We're going to recognize our seniors, and we're sort of playing this by ear. We discussed this before, and we're going to get through it. And as we call you seniors, we want you to come up and stay here until we have all the seniors here. We don't know the particular order.
There is no order.
So we'll wing it from there.
Of course, this year, let me say right quick. Of course, this year, the seniors are being presented a football ring along with a football blanket. In the past, they have taken a trip, but this team voted not to take a trip this year. So instead, the quarterback club is furnishing them with a football ring and a football blanket to remember. Hope to remember us all by. Of course, Leanne is our first and only senior cheerleader, and Leanne will go and get this. And of course, she also was presented a football ring. Everybody be sure to want to see these after everything's over with. And now we have Jeff Massey.
This was our first injury of the year. I think 20 minutes into ball practice, Jeff turned his ankle, and we have quite a few of those that we'll talk about as they come up here. What a fine running back.
Now we got Justin Harris. Justin Harris.
I don't know Justin's name, whether it's Jack or Justin. I know he doesn't have very good ankles, though.
Now we've got Trey Lee. Trey Lee.
Trey has more hairdos than anybody this year. He started out bald, but he let it grow out now.
Okay, number 1, Will Thetford.
I told Will has been injured from head to toe. He started with his shoulder, and then he had a dislocated toe today, but I think he's perfectly healthy now.
Okay, number 6, Joseph Woodson.
Joseph was late tonight, but he wasn't late any time this year.
Okay, number 65, Heath Graves.
Keep the couple guys from trending like he will be in great shape.
How about a number 48, Nathan Eskew.
I had Nathan in history class, and I know he personally got some of these guys eligible.
Well, the little baby, 75, Brian Richardson.
Smallest guy on the squad.
That's going to be a home lineup.
All right, how about 87, Lee Mangus?
We almost knocked Lee out in the gymnasium before we got to basketball practice.
Number 72, Josh Mcnabb.
I have Josh in history class now, and I know he's there now because he wanted to avoid all those guys the first semester.
Well, here's one, number 19, Will Robinson.
I think Will was wondering whether he was going to ever get to play and get well, but when he did, he sure did a heck of a job.
Okay, number 70, Tim Smith.
Here's another one. Broken hand, hurt foot, and when he was there, he did the job.
Well, old Marcus Spinks, number 46.
I wish Coach Marks was here to call you All-American, Marks.
Number 21, Will Bolton.
Will, I still have the spoon, and I've got to put the shoulder pad back on.
Well, I guess we'll go with number 15, John Lavorn. Love run.
You know that's how you're supposed to do it, John. Have your teeth in.
Oh, number 56, Anthony Dunlap.
Anthony almost led the team in tackles. If we played him more than half the season, he probably would have.
Well, number 17, Shane Cowens.
Shane thinks he's a faculty member. It's kind of hard to decide where to play a guy like this. He's so versatile.
Number 2, Dallas Duke. Come on up.
Mr. Breakaway. Those other coaches might not know your name, but they sure know your number.
Number 7, Brad Davis.
First shoulders on the foot. Man found every position to play. This is a fine group right here. They've been involved in some 30-plus victories through their time in high school. The school has won over 40 football games. We're going to miss them all. Let's everybody give them a big hand. We have some other things. While we're giving these hats, we also have your plaques up here, guys. And you pick those up as you have your seat.
I'd like to introduce the freshman players for this year.
First, I'd like to say a little thing about them. They should be proud of themselves for how they played this year because they've come a long way. They've improved a great deal. They won some and they lost some, but they'll remember the wins more than anything and how they got there. The sacrifices they made in practice, in the drills, in the conditioning, in the games. They'll always remember how they depended on one another and pulled together when the going got tough. They worked hard and should be proud of themselves. I'd like to introduce the freshmen. You guys, when I introduce you, you can stand up, come across the front. I'll give you a patch. I think Mr. Robinson has you a hat. Ryan Knight. Sean Word. Kelvin Robinson. Victor Kidd. Tommy Collins. Gary Wheeler. Ryan Bullington. Michael Spink. Chad Robinson. Lou Kaiser. All right, Lou didn't get hurt playing football. I think he got hit by a car, fell off a car, some kind of weird accident to get out of practice. Chad Robinson. I got him. Oh. I think I've got everybody. I ain't missed anybody out of them that's here, the freshmen. Some of them couldn't make it tonight. Give them a hand. Good job.
Okay, I'd like to introduce to you the sophomore players for the 95 season. You little guys just come line up again like the freshmen did, and I think you have a hat also. Harris Jones. Derek Ivory. Jamal Sanders. Brandon Reese. Brett Beasley. Sam Harwell. Gary Johnson. Jimmy Hanna. Antoine Barham. Dion Woodson. And Teddy Macy. We're expecting big things out of these future juniors here at Milan High School. Thank you.
Okay, the next group I want to introduce, they're all classes, and they're probably the most forgotten people especially by maybe the fans and the media and everybody else, but not forgotten by the coaches, I'll assure you. I know sometimes they say that maybe they might like to be forgotten, sometimes might be getting after them. They do a lot of hard work. They do the thankless jobs, and every football team needs them, and we have a very good group. These are our managers. I'd like for our managers to come up too, get their cap, and I want everybody to be able to sit in. Jonathan Staten. Chris Clenny. Todd York. O.J. Seaver. And our ladies, Crystal Ogden. Lindsay Scallion. Tiffany Gibson. Shannon Thompson. And our film trainee, Anthony Neville. I'd like for you to give another solid round of applause for these people, because they don't do it very often. See, they love that limelight. They deserve it too, I'll tell you that. Okay, the last group we're going to introduce will be our rising seniors. This is the junior class of this year's football team. I'll make a comment or so about them after we get them up here, but we'll start with Keith Jones. Justin Albert. Eddie Coleman. Brad Arnold. They're not on fire, there's no. Walker Hewitt. Paul Wade. Josh Lockhart. Roy Nelson. R.C. Johnson. Chris Martin. Marcellus Chapman. Johnny McCartney. Jerry Beasley. Wesley Ballou. Nathan Garmany. Chad Lewis. And Johnny Bowie. This is another fine group. They'll have to assume the leadership role for the squad of 1996. Let's give them a hand. Hold, guys. I'll get one more in here. Damon Ballou. Damon. about Damon. Damon has been a man, well, he's one of the best managers I had. He was so good, he runs a 4.740, so he had to move up to the football squad. Thank you. The awards part of the program is pretty well listed. We're going to be following the program pretty much as is. There are some special awards that I want to recognize. A couple of guys, or 3 or 4 fellows here, that were recognized on special teams across the state. We have an all-region team. We had some 20-plus players that were recognized on the all-region team. I'd like for all of them to stand up. They've been to a banquet, but I'd like for everybody that was recognized in any capacity on the all-region team to stand up. We also have 4 young men that were recognized on various teams, all-state, all-West Tennessee, those types of things. They don't usually get anything but their name in the paper on that, and for most of them, it's probably okay if it's not okay with me, and I want them to have something that they can keep, so I do have a plaque for these people. Brad Davis. Shane Cowan. Marcus Spinks. And Brian Richardson. Give him another hand. Our Golden Helmet Awards are sponsored by our Lions Club, and they'll be presented by Mayor Don Farmer.
It's indeed a pleasure for the Lions Club again this year to present the Golden Helmet Awards. The Golden Helmet Awards are the academic awards. Each of the 4 players that will be recognized have an average of over 95 for their years of school. The Golden Helmet Awards for the Lions Club on the freshman, Chad Robinson. Sophomore, Harris Jones. The junior, Walker Huey. And the Senior Golden Helmet Award goes to Josh Mcnabb.
Our next recognition would be our permanent captains for this year's squad. The permanent captains are voted on by the squad. They're the people that the squad feels like are the ones that they want to represent them as their leaders and for their football season that year and for their 4 years in high school. Our permanent captains, they're always a great choice, and the 3 that were chosen this year are certainly no different. They're wonderful choices for our squad. Marcus Spence. Shane Cowan. And Joseph Woodson. Might be interesting to note that there's some obvious leadership here. 2 of these guys are leading our basketball team right now, and I'm sure if Marcus was in there, he'd be a good hatchet man. Our next award will be an Unsung Hero Award, and kind of
the Unsung Hero Award, it goes to someone that doesn't get a whole lot of recognition during the season as far as in the media or from the stands. But this youngster, I say youngster, but he's a pretty big boy, he caught 12 passes this year for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions, 24 tackles, and 13 assists. The 1995 Unsung Hero Award, which states, he who contributes most but is recognized least, this year goes to Bradley Davis.
the next award will be the Top Dog Award presented by the Mirror.
Thanks, Coach. That's a nice introduction. We are pleased to be here tonight on behalf of Rick James to present the Top Dogs of the Year. Having so many talented seniors this year, it's a very difficult chore to come up with one young man. But as any contest, there's only one winner. The recipient of this award is the senior. He could be compared to a little stick of dynamite. He's full of energy. He's a leader. He's an emotional and spiritual leader. He was all over the field, both on offense and defense. Not only excelled on defense, but also offense. Several key games, he rushed for over 100 yards, scored several TDs, had a number of pass receptions. And on the defensive side is where he really made a shining mark. He registered 62 tackles, 19 assists, 2 pass interceptions, 5 pass deflections, 7 hits for losses, 3 sacks, caused 2 fumbles, recovered 1 fumble. His name is Joseph Woodson.
Our final award tonight is for attitude and example. We should all wish that when we're gone, the memory of each of us is so pleasing that our friends would want to honor us with an award in our name. I did not know Doug Cole, but the memory and the images of Doug from those that did, his coaches, the teachers, friends, family, brought about this award in his name, and I'm honored to present it. I have more than a little understanding